Hi, my name is Naomi and I'm the creator of 2 and or 4, who makes products for your 2-legged loved ones and your 4-legged loved ones. So this is the third video out of 3 showing how I went from a PDF pattern to an SVG and brought it into Embrilliance and digitized to make these little plushies for my dogs. They squeak. All right, first I started with some microfiber towels, which I purchased from Amazon, and like I said, everything will be linked below. And then I cut them, and I cut the towels into 4s. You can probably cut your belly one more than that, depends what size you choose to do. But for the size I did, the cutting it into 4 pieces, because you need 2 for each. You need 2 pieces for each plushie. All right, did that. Then I have some squeakers. Again, everything's linked. I buy polyfill in the huge bags. They sell smaller ones. I used shear stitch or power mesh, or there's also another name for it. And then I used Velcro. I buy it in big quantities, but you can take, in order to get 3/8 inch, if you're going to do the one that you can open, and it's not that easy once you close it to open it, you really have to pull it. And so far my dogs have not been able to take it apart, and I have one dog that's pretty destructive. But you can get 3/4 inch wide, and you can just cut it in half and you'll get 2 out of every piece that you cut. Then I have some water soluble topper, and I'm trying to think what else. Obviously scissors. I have these little scissors and these for cutting appliques out. And then I use 7 1/4. I am going to do another video in which I'm going to use my single needle machine, and it fits in, this one definitely fits in a 5x7 hoop. And also I'm going to make it so that I don't do the Velcro, so I can show you how to close it. Now, there are many ways. We could have done this in the opposite direction, where we put the back right sides together, and then we would have had to turn it out. I did not even bother to cut away the stabilizer. It is in there, and because I used the shear stitch, I'm not even bothering. All right, I think that's all I used for this project, but everything will be linked in the description. All right, I have my hoop, I have my stabilizer, and I'll just pull it a little down so it's kind of even. And then I have a backing holder, and I just push down on it. I've always found these backing holders to be difficult. I don't really pull on the stabilizer too much, because you shouldn't, because that could stretch out your stabilizer, but there is a little bit of wiggle in that. And then I take my hoop, and then you can see it's tight. And then I take off my backing, and then we'll go to the machine. So I am going to go find my file. And I'll say okay. All right. And then I need to do my colors. First color for the placement is that one. That's fine. Then I need a stock, which I have in here. Then I need this color, 8726. Next color I have is black, so I'll pick that. Next color I have is white. All right, and then I will need a stop so that I can place. There we go. Okay. That's going to let me place the fabric for the belly. Then I'm going to change this to white. No, I'm going to change this to green so that I can see it. Then I need another stop so that I can cut the fabric. Come on. All right. Then I have the white. Then I have a stop because I need that to put the back fabric on. Then I'm going to change it to that color, to the green. I don't need this one. So I'm going to get rid of it. And then it's the green outline again. There we go. I'm using a 7 1/4 by 7 1/4 Mighty Hoop. And I will put it on. And the first thing I want to do is just trace, make sure I'm in it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let it do the first, which is going to be my placement for my fabric. All right. Then I'm going to place my fabric. And I could take it off and do this, but I think I can manage to do it without taking it off. I'm going to try to use the edging that the fabric has for the bottom edge of the tab. I can pull it over a little more. I want to make sure my top is covered. Yes. All right. So now I'm just going to tape it down in the corners where I know it's not. Oh, I just moved it. Where I know it's not going to stitch. I'm also going to put a piece of water soluble topper on it. That will just help the eyes and nose stand out a bit more. You know what? I can tape at the sides here a little bit. Oh, I just knocked the whole topper off. I could have taken the hoop off, and that's probably what I should have done. All right, here we go. So now it's doing, all right. It unthreaded itself. So that is needle 8. And I'm gonna back it back up because it hadn't really done anything. So I'm gonna back it back to that step. So all I'll do, all right, so now I know that's where the end was. I'm going to trim this thread. All right, now we can start. All right, I'm going to stop in a minute because I'm going to let it trim the thread. I am going to go back and redo this part of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here. I'm going to go back to the beginning of step 3, which was the black. I don't feel I need all of it, so I'm going to move it to about 515. And I'm going to take a look at where, you know what, a little bit more. So let's do 495. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and let it go, and I have to make sure to stop it before it does the eyes again. All right. I'll let it redo the mustache. Let it cut thread, and then I'm going to stop it. Now I have to go back. step 4, which is the white of the eyes. Just want to make sure the right side. I am going to take it off to cut around the fabric, and then we're also going to put another layer of water soluble. Alright, so we're going to cut out the belly. And in order to do that, I want to be able to see my fabric, so I turn it around so that I can see where it is. And I'm just gently lifting it, and then I'll turn my hoop. And because it's magnetic, the scissors want to attach themselves to the hoop. All right. I just switched to my smaller scissor because the bigger ones keep getting pulled by the magnet of the hoop. Nope, this is pretty good. All right. Then I'm going to put a piece of topper over it. And we will tack that down. A lot easier to do out of the hoop. Okay, and we'll go back to the machine. All right, we're gonna go pull the topper off, and we're also gonna put the back piece of fabric on. All right, so we'll pull the topper off. And then we're going to turn this over, and we're going to put the back piece of fabric on. I want to make sure to try to match it as much as I can, especially at the bottom edge where I'm going to have that tab. Yep. When we put this on the machine, we're going to want to be careful that we are getting, that the back fabric doesn't come off or fold in or anything. All right, we're going back to the machine. All right, we're back in the machine. We have the back fabric on. We want to make sure that we're careful when we put it on that the back fabric doesn't fold and doesn't like come off completely, which I have had happen to me. All right, so now we're going to go to our next step. And it is complete. And now we will cut it out. We'll take it out of the hoop, and then we'll cut it out. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this topper from the center there. Then I'm going to take this out of the hoop. All right. All right. Take this off, and we'll take this off. And then the next thing I want to do is I am going to cut out the tab so I don't forget it. Okay. If I wanted to, I could just go around and cut some of this off, but honestly, I'm going to be cutting very close to the stitching line. You could do this the other way where we would have put the back piece on top of good sides facing each other, and then we would have turned it out, but I find this is a lot easier, and for the dogs it really doesn't matter. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and cut some of this away. All right. So now I'm going to try to do some of this over the little garbage can. I'm going to cut about, I don't know, 1/8 away from the stitching. Because this is microfiber, it really won't fray much. Oh, wrong scissors. All right. And then I've left this opening so I could stuff it. But before I do that, I'm going to put some Velcro on here so that I can make it so that it is removable, so I can open it and put a new squeaker in. My dogs go through squeakers like crazy. All right. We're going to be placing the Velcro like this so that you can then fold it in, and when you fold in this side, they'll close up together. And you'll see what I mean when I'm done. All right, so I have it set for a 3 millimeter stitch length, and that should work just fine. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to place the Velcro with the right side up. So the wrong side of the Velcro is on the right side of the fabric, and it's right side up. And I'm just going to clip it. And then the other side, I'll turn my frog over, and it's the same thing. You want the Velcro to be right side up. All right, just make sure I keep this part out of the way. And the first thing I want to do is just test my stitch. I always do that. Now my machine will do the tack down, you know, back and forth automatically. Oh yeah, it's fine. It's good. Alright, so now I will take my Velcro again, making sure that I don't have anything under. And I just, when I get to the edge, I just make sure my needle's down and I lift up my press-a-foot and I turn the fabric. Alright, that side is done. And now I'm going to do the other side. Again, making sure that this stays out of the way. Actually, it becomes kind of glued to the fabric. I went one too far, but that's fine. And that's it. So now, when I fill it, I'll fold this in and I'll fold this in, and then I'll press them together with my fingers. And so far, the dogs have not been able to get them apart. All right. All right, I have some polyfill that we can use for filling. Obviously, I have far more than what I'm going to need. All right. So I also have these squeakers. Everything's going to be linked in the description. So I'll start with the bigger one. I just want to put a bit in. And then I am going to, I don't know where my chopstick went, so I'll have to get another pair from the kitchen. But I'll use my turning tool in the meantime to push some of this fill into the top. I'm going to put 2 of the squeakers in the bigger one. So once I get a bit up at the top, I'm going to put a squeaker in, and then I will put more fill around it. Okay, now I'll put the other squeaker in. Get some more fill. Just want to make sure gets down in there. Take some small amounts. And stuff it in. Can't seem to find the other one. Oh, okay. It moved. Want it up at the top. Yeah, alright. Alright. And then I will fold in the Velcro, and then I'm going to really press it together. Might even get my brayer tool and really push down on this. I hear you. All right. Take a little bit on the smaller one. Probably could fill this one a little bit more. You might hear my dogs in the background. They are behind me. Right, put that one in. Might as well put that one in too. And there we go. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, I really would appreciate your subscribing. Now,